Pandora's box. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all? Well, contradicting now, ain't it? Especially with all the stuff that we just experienced. Police brutality, police fatality, lies, deceit, people kneeling during the national anthem while our loved ones are fading like phantoms. We're still caught up in Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, We Matter, Matters, but we have yet to crack the foundation that everybody on God's green earth matters. Even a dead life matters. You wonder how a dead life matters? Easy. When a will is implied, when a person is alive, and is enforced after he or she is dead, and with all the other issues pertaining to that person, it becomes enough said. But throughout all this hate and bigotry and this misled, misguided society, we show our loyalty to a flag that we pledged allegiance for. But what are we alleging? A fake judicial system that let bad things happen to good people and let good things happen to bad people? Or the fact that we can just get away with stuff just because we plead insanity. Oh, I wish I could use profanity in regards to the land of the free, but for this speech, I gotta keep it rated G. But that G can also mean gambit, a tactical move that is used in chess. It can also mean stratagem, and that is what's being used in a country that supposedly represents freedom. Tactical generational racism, or TGR, has been used for years throughout history. Whether it was the Jews and the Nazis, Roman Empire and the Christians, Pharaoh and the Israelites, or right here in our great nation, blacks and whites. The reason why it's called TGR is because of the many forms of racism that is used to demean and destroy one's race at a very steady pace, whether it's throwing us in concentration camps, cutting the heads off our babies, putting up signs saying for whites or for colors only, or just sicking the dogs on us.
Teach.
But in each and every scenario, we rose up victorious. Nowadays, we have social media to show this mass hysteria. From Snapchat to Facebook Live, back then we was told the revolution would not be televised. Now it's live, so live that the audience is in it. And I hope it speaks volumes like a bass line with a little bit of amp on it. Showing videos that we cannot stomach nor diet. That's why we riot, because we feel like our voices are not being heard. And all the excuses that is used towards us, they sound quite absurd. All of a sudden, opportunity doesn't feel so equal, especially when you're trying to do so good, but you get treated so evil. But you know, I think I got this thing figured out into one accord, and that is, our society is nothing more than a big chessboard. Think about it. White goes first, black goes second, either side can win, and it's being played over again and again and again and again. Our children are pawns trying to get to the other side to become a powerful piece or a perfect person or whatever they fashion themselves to be. The knights, aka our troops, they fight for this country of this so-called democracy. They suffer so many losses on the field and when they come home. I guess that's why they move in L's, but that's a subliminal message at a later date that I can rebel. The bishops like to handle the money. The rooks like to gossip when the kingdom is looking funny. The queen holds the household down, and the king rules over everything with a strike and a sound. I'm dropping bombs of commandments and amendments like Leviticus. If I told you the real story, would you stand there and hear it? No matter, I'm gonna drill it into your head until you get it, because I know a part of you want to sit there and listen until I'm finished. Now let me establish. If a cop doesn't know how to de-escalate himself, we're going to de-escalate his pockets, and we're going to see whose temper shoots off like a rocket. The next few lines are very sentiment. That's why I like to thank Miss Jane Elliott for pointing out we don't have multiple races, only one race, the human race. But we can't even factor in that thought of taste, because we're not that civil. Because really, we love supremacy. But let me tell you something about power. The same amount of people that's going to love you will be the same amount of people that's going to hate you. A black person can hate another black person. A white person can hate another white person. Or they can just hate each other. But that is something that we like to call human nature. But if you really think about it, if I can bleed, you can bleed. If I can sweat, you can sweat. And even though one of us has to fall and be devoured, don't forget